Hi everybody, welcome back. Today we are going to do an acrylic fill and reshape. So first thing we're going to do is go in with a coarse carbide drill bit and remove the gel polish. After removing the gel polish, you also want to use that bit to debulk the nails, make the nails a tad bit thinner so that when we go in to reshape the nails, it'll be a bit more easier to do because the nails are going to be more thin. So remove the gel polish and debulk the nail with a coarse carbide nail bit. Okay, so now that we removed all the gel polish and kind of thinned down the nail, we are going to go in with our 180 grit nail file and reshape the nails to the shape that she likes. We're gonna do an kind of like an oval, like round shape. Not yet almond because her nails are very short, so it's more like a round. And I think I'm using the 180 side part of the 180 grit part of the nail file because again we did thin down the acrylic on the nail, so it is very easy to reshape. Okay, now that we have the shape that we want, we're going to go in with a sanding band and prep the natural nail that's exposed, and also this helps remove any extra lifting on the nail as well. So go ahead and do that on all 10 nails, and then we'll move on to the next step. So here I'm using a rounded top diamond bit to exfoliate the skin on her fingertip. After that is all done, we're going to cleanse the nails with alcohol and a nail brush, and then you'll go in with your nail dehydrator and nail primer to prep the nails for the acrylic application. Now that the nails are ready for the acrylic, you're going to dip your brush into your monomer, take out a good sized bead depending on the size of the nail, place it down and Just point the nails downward so the acrylic can naturally run downwards towards the fingertip. I'm using a number 8 brush from Atwood. This is one of my favorite brushes to use personally. And my trick to kind of help the acrylic kind of like do what I want it to do is to dip my brush into my liquid, dip my wet brush into the powder and let it sit on the brush for like a second or two before I place it on the nail. That way the acrylic kind of is like curing before I put it on the nail, so it's not too runny, it's not too dry. You just gotta find that perfect consistency to get the acrylics to kind of do what you want. And you can see here I'm only using one bead because it's a fill and her nails are short, so I don't really need to do much here. After we have our acrylic on the nail and it's nice and dry, we're going to go in with our hand file again to just refine the shape of her nails. Sometimes when you place the acrylic on, it will kind of distort the shape of the nail, so I like to do this step to just make sure that the shape is nice and crisp and exactly how we want it to be. We're going to go back in with our sanding band here. This is to kind of like smooth out the surface of the nail, make sure there aren't any extra lumps and bumps, and I like to go around the cuticle area as well to make sure the acrylic is flush to the cuticle area so that when her nails grow out there's not this obvious line of where her natural nails are to where the grown out acrylic is. And this step also helps with the polish application as well, because you don't want the nail, when you're using gel polish, you don't want your nail to be super smooth. You want it to be etched a little bit so the polish can adhere really well. Once you're all done with the sanding band, you're going to cleanse the nails and you'll go back in with a coat of primer. I personally like to do this because I feel like the primer helps the gel polish adhere to the acrylic nails better. And we're gonna do a kind of like a French, so we're gonna go in with this very light sheer pink color from OPI. It's called Put It in Neutral. It's a very nice color, and it is perfect for doing French or ombre designs. So we're gonna go in with one coat of that, and then we'll move on to the French part. Alright, so now we're moving on to doing the French. She wanted to do a kind of like a V French, very thin V French type of design. I'm not gonna lie, I was struggling. It took me I have so many different brushes to kind of like do this thing with, and at first I couldn't find like the right brush to get that perfect the perfect size for the lines that we're gonna do. About at this part, the third finger, the middle finger, I kind of like got it down. I was like, okay, I know exactly what to do now. But before I was struggling and it was just not coming out right. But that happens sometimes, not a big deal. So we're going. We're using this again. I got this brush on like Amazon. It's a thin, nail painting brush. The black gel paint I'm using is Young Nails Mission Control. I'm using that, and then I'll just go in. I'll basically make a very thin line just running along the tip of her nail, the edge of her nail, to create that thin V French look. We're gonna do 2 coats of this. We're gonna go in with our second coat of black here just to make sure the French is nice and opaque. And this part is, doing a second coat is a lot easier because I already have the line that I can go off of. So I'm just gonna basically do what I just did. Just make sure I fill in any like gaps or anything like that. But yeah, our goal here is just to make the French look nice and pretty and opaque. Okay, once that is all cured, you're going to go in with your top coat and apply it, then cure it. And this is the final result. Super pretty, natural. It almost looks like she has an almond nail because of how we manipulated the black line, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Come back soon.